God is saying to you today, overthinking often comes from trying to control what requires trust. You replay scenarios, imagine outcomes, and search for certainty, but peace does not grow in constant analysis. The Faith Success Blueprint teaches how to replace mental noise with disciplined faith, habits that calm the heart. Soon your thoughts will feel clearer, your anxiety will reduce, and blessings will unfold naturally. Let go of excessive control. What is planned for you does not require fear to manage it. Hello, my friends. Welcome back. Grab your gloves because we're about to pour some magic. My name is Tammy, and I'm so glad you joined the cast with me today. I have something super fun today planned for us. I found these cute little strawberries. Aren't they delish? And you know, strawberries have little seeds on them. So I thought we would take these rhinestones that I scored off of Amazon. They are beautiful. And place them in those little seeded areas. And then I have some teeny rhinestones that I might drop on the leaf up top here. Then we're going to make a mold out of them. Stop it. That's going to be so much fun. So Resin sent me some of their 30A silicone. We're going to use that for one of the molds. For the other mold, I want to try BB Dino's 30A. I've been hearing really good things about this silicone, and I want to see if it holds up to the hype. Are you ready? Let's get to it. I've got my rhinestones laid out here in this little dish because it's really easy to pack my rhinestones back up and put them back in the bag. I just screw this off right here and then pour my rhinestones back in the bag that I didn't use. So that's why I like to use this right here. I found this at my local Hobby Lobby store. Then I've got my Gem Tack permanent glue. It bonds rhinestones, crystals, sequins, and more to fabrics and accessories. It dries crystal clear. It's non-toxic. And I put it in my little needle here and put my little tip on. And then that will give us a nice, easy way to glue our rhinestones on without making a mess. I also wanted to show you my lemon that I found. But I didn't choose to do the lemon because I couldn't find a lemon dish to match it. Although I am going to make this set too. Because the lemons have the little areas, the little bumps on them. So it has the little indentions for you to put the rhinestones on it. And I thought this would be a cute set as well. And Hobby Lobby has a little lemon dish that I can go pick up to make as a set to go with my lemon. Since I couldn't find a little lemon dish where I found all of these at. So let's go ahead and get this out. And this is actually a little sponge holder, but you could do anything you wanted with it. I'm just checking it over, making sure. I did check at the store as best I could because it was in that little wrapper to make sure it didn't have any cracks or anything on it. So it looks pretty good. And I'll just take this to my kitchen and use it in my kitchen. We could always use a little sponge for dishes, right? And I want to be very careful making this because if I get any glue inside the around the seeds, then it's going to show when we make our mold. So that's why I wanted to use this to be very neat with where I'm placing that glue. So let's get started. I will put you on a time lapse while I finish it because we would be here for hours. If I didn't, because I'm really going to take my time and make these beautiful. But I will show you how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to take my glue here. Let's get it started. I hope it'll come out of this tip. I haven't tried it with this one. Yeah, it's going to come right out. Okay, can you see it making its way to the tip? And then I'm just going to take that little dot of glue that's coming out right now and put it right there on the strawberry. And then I'm going to pick up one of these rhinestones and place it on there. Just like that. Now I am going to use all different kinds of rhinestones. I'm going to do the hearts. I have a bunch of different shapes in here. I'm telling you, this is just a beautiful mixture. And I will list this in my description box if anyone's interested. But I have been through a lot of rhinestones. And I've wasted a ton of money trying to find the ones that look the best. So I done the work so you don't have to. I promise you, these are beautiful. So I'm just going to use all different shapes and sizes because I think that's going to make for a beautiful mold. Okay, so I'm just going to get started placing these on here. And then I'll put you on a time lapse. I have finished the seeded part of the strawberry. And the way the tray comes up a little on the edges, a slight little ridge, you can't place every shape of the rhinestone wherever you want it. You have to make sure it's going to lay flat and flush in that area of the tray. So that's why I had to use certain rhinestones in certain places. I couldn't use a lot of the hearts, and I couldn't use a lot of the big flower that you see right there, because up in the ridge right there, they won't sit flat and flush. All right, now we're going to go ahead and place the rhinestones right here, or diamonds, up here on the green area. How we're going to do that is, I'm just going to take the glue here, and I'm just going to move it around like this. And then I'm just going to take a Q-tip and just spread it all around. Make sure it gets everywhere. Just like that. I need to hurry up because this glue dries fast. I'm take these and just pour them on there. Just like that. I was trying to keep them on the napkin so I can put my remainder back in my little container here. Okay, I think that looks good. I'm happy with that. All right, we're going to let that dry. My diamonds back in the jar. And we're ready to let that dry and then make a mold out of it. Of course, when it dries, I'm going to wipe it with a little real soft baby washcloth, a terry cloth, soft towelette, and make sure we have no fingerprints or anything on it before we make a mold of it. All right, now I'm going to do the same thing to this strawberry. Before I start on this one, we need to fill our glue back up. So I'm going to show you how I do that. I'm going to take this out, open up my glue, and go ahead and fill it up. Here we go. And you don't want to fill it completely up because you want to leave room to put this back in. Like so. So now we're ready to go again. I've finished both sides. All right, now we're going to go ahead and put these on the leaf part up here, just like we done the little strawberry tray. That looks good. We're going to let that dry. And then do the other side. All right, I'm going to gather all my diamonds up again and we'll do the other side. To do the other side. I don't know what this glue says. Let me see here. Allow to dry 24 hours. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. All right, I'm going to clean my mess up here and I'll meet you back in 24 hours so we can pour our molds. See you later. I'm going to use this real soft cloth here. And I'm going to go over the top of my tray here and make sure there's no smudges or anything on the top of my tray. Now we're ready to place our pieces in our mold boxes. And I'm just going to put this right here in this one because we have room on the edges. It's not touching the walls. And then I had to get this bowl from the Goodwill. It wasn't from my kitchen. I'm just going to keep it in my craft room to do molds in. And this will fit perfectly in there. We're not losing a whole lot. So that's what we're going to use for both of our mold houses. I've got my scales out right here and my cup. And we're going to use the BB Dino 30A for our strawberry dish. And then we'll use the Let's Resin 30A for the sponge holder or napkin holder. So let's go ahead and mix up the BB Dino. Oh, I hope this turns out, my friends. I want to put a little bit of my Flamingo Pink Pearl X mica powder in here. I'm not going to put a lot, though. It does say we can color this. But I'm just not going to put a lot. That's a teeny bit compared to what I put in Let's Resin. And we're going to go ahead and stir that up. And the only reason I'm not putting that much in this one is because I've never used a silicone before. So I don't want to hinder the process. Okay. That tinted it really pretty, like a really light pink pearl. I'm going to get my timer out. I'm going to stir for 3 minutes. All right, we are done. So now I'm going to pour half of this back into that other cup there, and then go put it in my Resiners Airless Pro Bubble Remover Machine. And degas our silicone. Alright, I'm back. And this silicone looks really good. It degassed very well. I mean, very well. So far, I am definitely pleased. But the true test, we're not there yet. We have to see if it's going to cure up for us really good, and it's not going to be sticky. And I hope this piece is not going to float on me. Oh, goodness. Let's see. It's moving. And then I'm going to stop right there. That's plenty. And I'm going to use this in my little mold housings I have ready over here. Now we're going to get the Let's Resin silicone rubber. This is the 30A. It's non-toxic, odorless, low viscosity, self-degassing, high tear strength, and good heat resistance. This is some really good silicone. Now, I'm pretty sure this one's going to float on us. So we're not going to mix up but a little bit. And we're going to pour it in the bottom of there. Let it cure up. And then we're going to finish it off. Okay. So I'm just going to mix up a little bit. Pour it in there. And then I'll meet you back in 4 hours when that's cured. And we'll fill it up. I've got my silicone. And it's been through the Resiners Airless Pro Bubble Remover Machine. So now we're just going to go ahead and drop it in the side here. That looks good, but I'm going to scoot it a little bit back because I don't want it touching. Okay, that's not touching back there. All right, we're good. We're going to let that cure up. Okay, this is cured up. But I don't know how much we're going to need. I do not know. But our walls are definitely clear. So we don't have it touching any of the walls. We don't have much. But I'm sure we have enough to do the mold. So I'm just going to mix up some and hope I get it right. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put this in my Resiner's Airless Pro Bubble Remover machine to degas our silicone. And then I'll be right back. And I pray to God that we have enough to fill this up. But watch. With my luck, we're going to need just a teensy bit more. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I'm back, y'all. Now let's see if we have enough. Oh my word, y'all. Say a little prayer. Please say a prayer. I pray to the good Lord that we have enough. I'm trying so hard to scrape this cup. Yep, I'm going to have to mix up some more. I told you what was going to happen, didn't I? That's just my luck. I've been that way my entire life. My luck has always been like this. Okay, I'm going to mix up some more, and then I'm going to fill it up, and then I'll return, because you don't need to see me do that. I'll return when it's time to take them out. See you in 4 hours, my friend. See you later. I just finished filling this up. And I wanted to show you this right here has been in here for 4 hours. This is the BB Dino. And it's cured. Fully cured. So that's really good to know. It cures in 4 hours. That's awesome. I'm super excited to get it out and see how it performs. This may be a really good silicone for me to use for my test pieces. And I've been looking for a silicone for that. I've been through like 5 different silicones already, and none of them worked. They all come out sticky. They didn't cure. It was just a mess. And I've heard really good things about this one. All the reviews are good on this one, so I went ahead and purchased it, and I'm really glad I did. All right, I'll meet you back when this one's cured, and we'll take them out. And I think they're going to have to sit for 24 hours before we can pour in them. I'm going to do that anyway, just to be on the safe side. So, yeah, we'll pull them out, take a look at them, and then I will leave them for 24 hours before we pour resin in them and see how they turn out. All right, I'll see you later. I did want to mention this right quick. I didn't show this in the video. Before we poured into the glass dish, I sprayed some of my Alumilite Amazing Mold Release Spray. I love using the Alumilite. It's a great product, but I did spray some of that in there to help it release a little bit easier. Although it gave me a little bit of a fight, but I took my popsicle sticks and wedged them down in there, and when I got a little opening, I put a few drops of my silicone oil down in there, and then I went on to the next popsicle stick. When I got 3 of them in there, I felt like I could go ahead and try to release it out of there, and when I did, it popped right out. So I wanted to show you that's how I was able to get this out of the glass bowl. And with this one right here, I knew I was going to have to cut it out. That's why I used a really cheap plastic bucket. I paid $1 and I got 3 of those little buckets. So I'm not too sad about wasting that little bucket. And I'm going to fill my little bottle back up with the silicone oil. And a lot of people ask, what kind of oil do I use to condition my molds? My favorite is Pouring Masters, but it's on the pricey side. So I've been using Decor and Nick Pro. And I'm very pleased with both of these brands. So I thought I'd show you that and share that with you while I'm filling this one up right quick, because I do get a lot of questions about the silicone oil I use. And I just put it in this little glass container with the dropper, and it works perfectly. You can find these anywhere. Okay, friends, now it's time to see what our molds turn out like. Oh, goodness. I think this one, we won't have to cut it. I believe we're just going to lift it up and pull it out that way. That's how I'm going to do that one. But I do want to mention, when we pull our pieces out, we are going to lose some of the rhinestones. It's just going to happen. So I'm not worried about that. I'm trying to clean that silicone oil off of there. My gloves are real slippery. Hopefully I can get it out of here. I'm going to walk around and loosen it a bit. I just took those gloves off so I can work a little bit better. Alright, I'm just releasing my tray. And now I'm going to go ahead, pull it out. And there it is. We've got to clean up some of the little diamonds out of there. And see how it turned out. Alright, so I'll clean those out. But overall, I'm satisfied with the way things look right now. Here we go. And let's see what's going to be the best way. I hope this one comes out easy. All right, let's go ahead and try to get it out. I'm going to put some silicone oil down in there. If I can get that suction loose. Yeah. Yeah, it's coming out. I knew it wasn't going to be that hard. Just have to get it started. Woo! I got it. I didn't break it. Thank the good Lord. It don't look like we lost any. I mean, I know we lost some, but it doesn't look like we lost many. Look. Oh, it looks beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And I think what made me cut the mold slit like that, because it was too thin right there in that area. I should have used a bigger bucket or housing. It looks beautiful. So I'm excited to pour in it. Yes, this is going to be so cute. And I am super excited about how this silicone performed. The BB Dino, this is a winner for me. I would definitely be getting a bigger kit of this. I love this silicone. It's very nice. Very durable. And I'm going to be testing it out to see how durable it truly is. And I'll let you know about that. I'll return in about 9 more hours, and that'll be 24 to where we can pour in it. See you later. It's time to pour our molds. I'm super excited. I hope we get a frosted glass look on our leaf on the top of our strawberries. So that's what I'm hoping for. That's why I used the little glass rhinestones that I used. Little glass diamonds. I'm hoping for a beautiful frosted look. But also sparkly. So we'll see if I achieved that using that type of rhinestone or diamond. I'm going to be coloring this with my Octopus Fluid Resin ink from Laura's Art Corner. If you're trying to get your hands on some Octopus alcohol ink and you're in the US, Laura is the only US supplier. So you might check her shop out, and she's got so much in her shop to look at. I promise you, you will not walk away without purchasing something. And Laura is super sweet. She's so kind. She packs her packages very, very well. So you will not receive anything that's leaking, opened, and if you may happen to have that happen, Laura would definitely make it right. So I do have a discount code for you right up here in the corner. So you can enjoy that and save a little bit of money. It does help me out a little bit. So please, it's there for you. So use it. It helps you out and me out. And then I'm going to use my Super Sparkle Gold. This is a reflection glitter from Laura's Art Corner. If you haven't seen these glitters, you are missing out, my friend. These are absolutely stunning. Gorgeous. And they're almost like, you know, the chameleon mica powders, how you turn them and they look a different color. Well, this reflection glitter is sort of like that. When you turn it to the side and the light hits it a certain way, it looks so different. It's just beautiful. And she has many colors to offer. It's my favorite collection out of glitters in her shop. What I want to do first is spritz a little bit of alcohol down into our mold. And that's going to help out with any bubbles forming on the edges or down in the center of our piece. Sorry, I just dropped my bottle of glue that I had opened on the floor. And it went across the room, splattered. So now I got a mess to clean up. What I want to do first is pour a little bit of clear epoxy resin in there. I'm using the Bond Crafter epoxy resin. It's a 1-to-1. I mixed up 5 of A and 5 of B. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. And then I'm going to kind of move around a little bit and see if there's any bubbles. And I'm just going to push them right onto the top. Now we're going to spritz some alcohol in this one. I'm just going to get the excess out. I'm using 99% isopropyl alcohol. You can also use 91%. I just wouldn't spritz as much. And then we're going to go ahead and drop in some clear resin in this one too. I don't think this one's going to work the way I wanted that to work. So hopefully it'll turn out pretty good. All right, I filled it maybe halfway. Now I'm going to transfer this to this cup because I don't want to stain my silicone cup here because it's brand new. Laura sent it to me in one of my packages and I absolutely love it. She sells them in her shop, I do believe, and they are nice. And I didn't have one this size. So I'm really, really appreciative of it. Now we're going to scoop out some of this glitter. I'm not going to get a lot, maybe about that much. Yeah. And then we're going to drop in some of the strawberry. All right, let's go with 3 drops. This is very concentrated. Octopus inks are. So that's all we're going to need right there. And I could have gotten away with 2 drops. That might be too dark, friends. Oh, no. Well, we're stuck with it now. Hopefully, it'll be all right because we put in that clear epoxy resin in first. So, I think we're going to be okay. Hopefully. All right, I think that's good and stirred up. We're going to walk this to my pressure pot too, and I'm going to take you with me because I've had quite a few people ask me to use my pressure pot a little bit more in my videos because a lot of people have been purchasing them and they're trying to learn as much as they can about the pressure pots. So I'm going to take you with me. We're going to go ahead and pour in this one and fill it up. But I'm going to stop right there because that clear has filled up the edges. And I want to get that red off into there too as well. So I'm just going to take this little silicone tool right here and I'm going to rake that color in my edges too to make sure it's in there really good. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and, oops. I hope that didn't just stain my mat. Oh no. Yay, I got it up. If I'd have left it there any longer, I probably wouldn't have. But I'm going to add 2 drops to this because I want it to be a little bit darker than what it turned out to be. And I'm just going to move it into that outer edge of the tray too. Woo, did y'all hear that thunder? I'm going to clean those edges up and then we're going to fill it up. Now on this one, I want to see how they turn out if I do them different. So I'm going to leave this one just like it is. I'm not adding more drops of the alcohol ink is what I mean. I'm just going to add this into there and let it be. I'm going to spritz a little bit more alcohol right there in the top. A little bit more of it. And then we're just going to go ahead and drop this in. And that was just the right amount. I'm not believing that. That's wild. I can't believe it. I've never poured in these before. And I got the right amount on the first try. That is crazy. I probably will never do that again. You think? I might have to do a little bit of cleanup on the bottom there. I didn't want to fill it up that much. I'm going to get a little bit out of it. Because where I trimmed it at on the bottom, I kind of wanted to pour a little less. Now we're going to take the heat gun and I'm going to run it through there and pop any surface bubbles right quick. Then we're going to spritz some alcohol. Now we're going to walk it to the pressure pots. But before we go, I have a little bit of resin over here left over. It's not much, but it is a little bit. I'm going to scrape it out into a smaller cup. Now we can see just how much we have left. I just made them. They're new. And I want to see how they turn out. I'm not so much worried about the color as I am how they're going to look. These are my little bees. Little bee earrings or whatever you want to put them on. And then this little heart right here is beautiful. And then I made these earrings right here. These two on the end, I don't know why, but I flipped them the wrong way, so disregard those. These are the ones I want to pour. I think they're really beautiful. And then these right here, you can't really tell what they are, but they're really pretty earrings. And then these are little flowers that I made from some that I had laying around. So maybe we can pour one of each and see how they're going to turn out. Here's my pressure pot, and hopefully how I've got the camera set up, you can see everything. There's the gauge, and we'll be going in right here with the hose. So yeah, I think we're set up pretty good. So I'm just going to take the top off of my pressure pot. And this is the rack that my husband made me, and I absolutely love it. These racks are expensive. I looked at a few on Etsy and asked my husband if he could make one. And this is what he made. And it's just out of little bakeware pans. It's got little nuts on it right there. Nuts and bolts, and yeah. Nothing fancy, but it gets the job done. He even made me a little thing right here to pull it in and out with. Isn't he sweet? But I take wax paper, and I place the wax paper, I line my pans with it. And that's so your molds won't, when the pressure starts pressurizing in your pot, your molds won't try to grasp onto the pan and suction onto the pan, because then it's going to distort your piece. It may not always do it, but it's definitely going to do it at some point to some of your pieces. So always just line your pans with wax paper and you won't run into that problem. I need a little bit more because I'm going to be placing those other little smaller molds in here too. So I'm going to get a little bit more. And I'm just going to get enough for both of those. And try to cut them in a circle. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to do it over here on the table. Okay, I got it all lined up with the wax paper, the trays. And now we're going to place our pieces. And I think I'm going to do that over here on the table again. Okay, so we've got these on there. I'm going to go ahead and put this down into my pan, my pot. Where did I put the little level stick I had? Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm going to go down here on the floor and make sure I'm level. And what I did was I made a little X on my floor with some tape, so I know right where to put my pot. All right, I had to back you up a little bit. Now we're going to get the strawberry tray, and I'm going to put it on the top. Just like that. And I got my level here, and I'm going to check it, make sure we're level before we go any further. We are definitely level. Now, we're going to put our top on the pot. It has 4 big bolts on each side. And I just line that up on my lid. Everything's lined up. Now I take 2 from the opposite ends of each other. And I screw them down. I don't get them too tight yet. Then I pick these 2 up and get them screwed down. Now I'm going to go around the pot and screw them tight. And I just grip the pot with my legs like that while I turn. Okay, we look good. Gauge is right there. All right, I'm going to go get the air hose. I'm going to turn it on. It's going to be loud, but I think you'll still be able to hear me. Hopefully. If not, I will write in what I'm saying. Here's my air hose, and all I do is push that back, and then it clamps down onto my my gauge here. And this right here, you turn it this way so you can see it. These 2 valves are my main ones that I pay attention to. This tells me how much air I have going in my tank. And this right here opens and closes the valve so the air can release or stay in the tank. When that valve is turned up, the air is ready to come out. We want to put air in the tank, so I'm going to close that valve off. Now I'm going to put my air hose on, and then we're going to fill her up. You want to ease the air into your tank. You don't want to blast it in. If you blast it in, your mold is going to get a blast from the past. There's going to be resin everywhere. So, and we do have that strawberry dish right on the top here, on the top of that rack. So we don't want that air blasting in there and blasting all of our epoxy out all over the tank, inside the tank. So I'm going to ease that air into the tank. And I'm going to stop at 40, about 45, 40, 45. That's mainly what I run my pot on. I don't go any higher than that. I've never felt the need to. All right, here we go. All right, I'm probably about 42, 43. I'm happy with that. So I'm going to take my air hose off. And then we're going to cut the air machine off. And now our pot can sit, and I will meet you back when it's time to take it out, which will be tomorrow. See you later. I'm back, my friends. Good morning. I'm going to open this door. I want to hear the birds. And they are chirping away this morning. Can you hear them? Do you hear them? They're having a blast out there at the feeders today because I got them some really good bird food. I found it on sale and they just love it. Usually they get the cheap stuff, but they're getting spoiled right now. So there's birds I've never seen in my yard right now. Okay, here we go. I'm going to try to get this done before I go to work, and then I can do a little bit of editing while I'm on my lunch break. So my husband come out here, and before he left for work, he took my valve and he released it a little. I don't like to blast my air out of the tank because when you blast your air out of the tank, your mold has been sitting in there compressed for 24 hours. And if you blast that air out, it's just going to blast it fast and release it fast. And I have had castings come out damaged. And I couldn't figure out what happened. But I picked it down. I problem solved until I came to that conclusion. So don't blast your air out of the tank. Ease it out. Just like we ease it in, ease it out. Okay? So my husband came out here this morning and he done that for me. He also loosened my bolts a little bit for me so they wouldn't be so hard to spin off, which I can do it by myself, but I guess he was carrying Mother's Day over into today a little bit and being a little extra nice. I'm just teasing. He does stuff like that all the time. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and spin these off. And I just spin them to the top. I don't spin them completely off and let them fall off the floor because then you got to pick them up and put them back on. I just spin them off till they reach the top. Then I take the washer, push it up, and pull them off. Okay, now we're ready to get in that pot. I always get nervous when I get in my pot because you just never know what's going to happen. Okay. Our strawberry looks good. That's all of our little pieces. Oh, wow. We lost a lot of resin on the top of that. Look. Can you see? Resin shrinks as it cures. And remember, I didn't want to fill it all the way up. So when it shrunk after me pulling some of it out, it left it pretty shallow. I'm not worried about it though. It looks good. All right, I will meet you all back in my craft room. I'm just going to put my lever back down in my pot. That's where I keep it at. Oh, and I want to mention this right quick. For all of you getting these pressure pots, this might help somebody out. I didn't have to do this, but I had a few friends that did have to do this. When they got their inside pot, it was concave at the bottom. And they had to pour resin in it Just a little, not a lot, because you don't want to put so much in there that you lose depth in your tank. But they put just enough in there to level the bottom of their tank out, their pot. So if you happen to receive yours and it's enclave at the bottom, then don't worry about it. Get you some epoxy resin, mix it up, and level that out at the bottom. All right, I will meet you back in the craft room. Let's get this one out first because it's going to be the easiest. I remember ripping this one a little when I tried to get it out. But I know why that happened. I poured, the walls were too thin. Oh, I hope this turns out pretty. And I hope we get that frosted glass look on the top where the leaves are at. Okay, you ready? Oh, it turned out pretty. Look at that. Oh, it's beautiful, my friend. It's so beautiful. I love it. Okay, now let's get this one out. And I'm going to put some of this silicone oil down in there. Go in like I did before right here. Lift it out. Oh, it was so much easier this time. I didn't even have to put that silicone oil in there. That was so easy. All right, let me clean it off. Okay, I cleaned it off and it is so beautiful. So cute. I love it. But I did notice, let me show you. And I think it's because I may have put too many crystals on there. You see how these right here are completely filled? A completely filled diamond sitting on the top. Now I can knock it off. See there? I can knock that diamond off. Now that is not one of the diamonds we put on there to make it with because they're blue. That's the whole diamond, the resin filling in that whole diamond. So I think I put too many on there. So all I'm going to do is go around and knock those off that are sitting on the top that look a little funny. Or you could leave them there, whatever you want to do. But I'm just going to knock a few of them off. Okay, this side looks good. Let me check this side. I think I might take this one off. And this one. See how easy they are to come off? I guess I put too many on there. But they probably won't be that easy to knock off once they fully cure. Get that one. Okay, I think let me get this one. There we go. Now I'm happy with that. That looks really good. Really good. This is the cutest little set ever. I love it. You could set this by your kitchen sink to put your soap on or your little scrub pad, whatever. You could put your napkins and this on your table. Or you could set this on your table with some candy in it, your napkins in here. Or you could set this by your sink with your little scrubby in it. And place this somewhere else. There's so many options here with this cute little set. So go run to your dollar store right now, pick up these, and make yourself a mold of them. That's a really cute set. Make sure you get there pretty quickly or else they're going to be gone. They have the little lemons too at your local Dollar General. $3 a piece. That is super cute. We just went from dollar store to high-end boutique. These are absolutely stunning. I love them so very much. Let me know what you think about them in the comment section below, my friends. And it's about that time for, oh no, it's not about that time. We got some molds over here we got to demold right quick. Oh, and I made this. I want to show you all this. This shaker is going to be so stinking cute. Y'all are not going to believe what I put inside the TV to watch this time. Let's go ahead and demold it. I just can't wait. I just can't wait. You ready for this? Isn't that cute? You're watching the Panda Bear show. I thought that was so cute. Little butterflies flying around him. I found these little stickers at my local dollar store, and I thought they were beautiful. They were only $1. Can you believe that? You will find these at Hobby Lobby for $4 all day long. So I thought they were really cute, and I grabbed them. Then I made this cute little shaker. Actually, I don't know if it's going to be cute or not. I just chunked some stuff in it. Oh, it's actually pretty cute. Look at that. That is cute. And then I got in this little angel mold. I actually thought the angels were bigger. Y'all know me, I do that all the time. It's sweet. That is a sweet little angel. And I used some new little chameleon powders that my daughter brought me from somewhere. I don't know if they're from nail powders that she had. She really didn't say. But she gave them to me, and they're really neat. I like them. And then we have these right here that I made. Oh, that's cute. That is really cute. I'm thinking about doing earrings with these. What do you think? I wouldn't wear any that size, but someone else would. And these are my little bees. I over poured on them just a little bit. That's really pretty. Really cute bee. Very pretty. And this is the one I wanted to see. This is one of my new pieces. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. Oh, my word. That is gorgeous. That is gorgeous. I took this piece and I put that rhinestone in the center, and then I took the rhinestones and went around the edges. And it turned out absolutely stunning. I love that. And that's a glass bead from, I think, Firehouse Gems or something like that. And then these are just little embellishing pieces. But I messed that one up. This one probably looks a little bit better. These are hard to do. Yeah, I got that one right on the money. But the other one I messed up. I like to embellish with those on badge reels and things like that. And these are some cute little earrings, or I hope they're going to be cute. Oh, those are precious. Look at that. I love that. These are earrings, and they turned out gorgeous. Oh, my goodness. Just pushing back that silicone so I don't rip it. I wanted to keep it so it will form a really nice back on my earring. See how it kept it nice and pretty on the back? That's why I kept that silicone right there. I didn't cut it off. That is gorgeous. I love that. Now your center there is matte. It's not shiny. That's beautiful. Although I'll probably throw some resin on it and make it shiny. And then these are my little flowers. And I'll show you what I made these out of. And they say you cannot make a mold out of this. Oh, goodness. I'm going to try to stick my little silicone tool down in there and see if I can get a better grip on it. Well, that's not helping me any. If I could just get one of the petals to push out. There we go. Ah, those are pretty. They say you can't mold clay pieces, but you most certainly can. These are clay flowers that I love. I mean, these are beautiful. I made a very pretty hummingbird wall decor piece. Somebody actually won it in a giveaway. And I have one more, I think, in my shop. But I put these inside of little bead cages. This is the little bead cages I was looking for. I took a bead cage and a flower. I opened the bead cage up, put the flower inside, like so, and then the hummingbird had it in his mouth, carrying the hibiscus in a bead cage. You'll find that piece in my shop. I think it's all the way down at the bottom. I have one left. It's beautiful, a beautiful piece. I picked out the ones that were laying flat. So you can set them up just like that. I have laid out here the silicone that we use to make each of these pieces. The Let's Resin 30A silicone made this mold, and the BB Dino 30A silicone made this mold. You can color the BB Dino whatever color you want, but the 30A you cannot on that one. Now, Let's Resin does have silicone rubbers that you can color, but this 30A you can't. I'm going to wrap this up with a few final thoughts. I'm so glad that I tried this BB Dino silicone. It is awesome. I will be doing a test using several different silicones with the same molds to see how many castings we get from each brand. This will take some time, but I think it will be well worth it. So stay tuned for that video in the near future. Also, I do want to mention I have a Buy Me a Coffee link where you can donate to the channel and help me out with supplies. I'm not asking you to do that. If you feel led by your heart, then I'd like to thank you so very much. I do not have memberships on my channel. I keep everything free for you. So if you feel led to give, I truly appreciate it. Also, I have some exciting news. Very exciting news for the channel. We are going to be starting a giveaway a week. So in that week, when Friday comes, we'll do a giveaway, and whatever you seen me make in that week, you can pick whichever you want, unless I state otherwise. If I'm making it for someone else, or if it's something that someone's ordered, or I'm making it, like I said, for someone else, then that won't be in the giveaway. But everything else in that week will be. Whatever I made, you can pick whatever you want, and I'm going to ship it out to you free of charge. So that's new to the channel. I'm super excited about it, and I hope you are too. I know I've said this many times before, but I want to reiterate it again. Thank you to my subscribers for being a blessing in my life. I want to take a moment and let you know how much you are appreciated. You are a true angel to me, and I am more than grateful to you than words can ever express. Few people possess the considerate, unselfish, loving heart that you have, and even fewer are willing to give so much of themselves. I thank you for your kindness and for being the wonderful, amazing person you are. I know I am blessed to have you as part of my channel. And it's about that time, my friends, for a sweet goodbye. And I will see you in the next video. God bless you. Goodbye, my friends.